Chubby Meeple, looking forward to doing a great unboxing video for you today. Today we're going to take a look at the inside of the box for Santorini, brand new game designed by Dr. Gordon Hamilton and published by Roxley Games Laboratories. So let's pop the lid on this thing and see what we've got on the inside. How about it? All right, so we'll pop the lid off of here, pull this lid off, and let's see what we've got on the inside. We've got the rule book here. Santorini, the first game, again, the Roxley Studios. I love the artwork in this. I'm super excited to get this game to the table. I think this is something my kids are absolutely going to adore. I'm going to adore it. It looks like an incredibly fun game. I like how the rules kind of done, kind of like a storybook here. This is very cool, very exciting stuff. So looking forward to having this hit the table. So let's move that out of the way here. We've got the box top, or not the box top, but the playing surface here for Santorini. We have a base mat here that acts as kind of the base of the game here, so it's going to give us kind of that island feel while we're building. We got a little bit of a how to play, learn to play instructional setup here for you with some, it looks like a glossary of what the cards do themselves, with the heroes and the gods cards, the goals, all that information here. So it looks like it's going to be really informational. I just absolutely love the artwork. I mean, look at that. That's just adorable and well colored, and it captures the feel of this kind of lighthearted game that I suspect is going to have quite a bit of depth to it in terms of strategy. Ooh, cardboard. That's exciting. Let's pull this out of the way here. Ooh, we get to the beauty of the base game. All of the components here. We have the Santorini Golden Fleece. That little thing, that's pretty cool there. So the Golden Fleece here, this is an expansion. Of course, it does require the original game. This expansion includes, looks like you've got some extra builders, a player shield, there's a god power token, 15 god cards, 10 new heroes, and the Ram figure as well there. So this is a really cool little expansion to add some additional replayability and a new hero mechanism to the game. So very cool Kickstarter reward there. Got some extra baggies. We have the base of the island, and this is what I'm super excited about, because this island, when we assemble this, and I'll do this in the video before I actually shut it down, you'll see it assembled. That kind of gives you this look and feel of actually being up. Gives you kind of a 3D feel to the game. We got all of our components here. So we got the bases. Looks like we got these middle units here, all neatly bagged up. We got our little adorable little builder figures here. And we'll pull those out in a little bit. I'll pull those out of a bag here in a second, take a closer look. We got the tops, kind of that third level where you've got to get your builder to step up there, and in order to win the game, you get one of your builders to step up on that third level. Then, of course, we have the blue domes that everyone recognizes from the island of Santorini itself. So you can put these blue domes on the building and block your opponent from stepping up on that third level that they need. So very cool, exciting there. And it looks like we got the cards. We'll open these up and skim through these. So we got Apollo here and his special ability. So all different god cards. So let me shut this down, pause this for a second here, open up some of these packages since I am working one-handed here, and let's take a look at some of the inner workings. All right, so we're looking at the assembled board here for Santorini, and you'll see it's got this raised, you get the nice baseboard here with the water kind of acting like the island. There's this raised plastic, kind of rock cliff face, and then you have the actual player board itself where we're going to be playing the tokens as we play. And I went ahead and opened up some of the other packaging here as well. So for example, open up one of the builder figures. These are just cute little miniatures. They're not very heavy, but they serve the purpose, and I think that they are great quality for what the game was intended to be. So, so we'll put the worker on the board here, and essentially you move your worker and you build adjacent to your worker. And of course your worker can, step up and build again if they need to. But I mean, these pieces, they're really nice and detailed to mimic the feel of the buildings on the island of Santorini. They fit really well together there. So that's the second level. We've got a third level piece here that fits neatly on top. And if I were to get one of my workers to step up onto the third level, I would win the game. But of course, what gives this kind of that splash of color and adds a piece of strategy to it is the ability to, well, maybe if I can hang on to it, the ability to add these blue domes to the tops of the buildings here. Now that that's got a blue dome on it, my character can't step up there and I'm going to have to build elsewhere. So, very impressed with the look and feel of this game. I cannot wait to get this thing to the table and begin playing it. Very simple move, move your worker, move your worker to a space, build in that space. You can step up so that you can build higher. You can only step up one level at a time. I believe you can jump down from any level down to the base level. So you can kind of pin your opponents in. You can win by getting a worker stepping up to the top or making it so where neither of your opponent's workers can move. And everybody will actually have two of these little guys on the board in their particular color. So this is going to be an exciting, fun game. I mean, just look at the detail on this. I mean, it's just really impressed by how detailed this piece is, the quality of the craftsmanship and the mold itself. Just really impressed me. So this is going to be an absolutely fun game to get to the table. Again, that's Santorini, the box top. Take a look at some of the God cards that I did unwrap. So I'll pull these off of here. And so we got some God cards here. We saw Apollo, of course, there. His sister Artemis. And this is what I'm excited about. I've always been excited by Greek mythology. So you have Athena, and you'll notice the iconography at the bottom here. Each one of these gods has their own power. We've got Atlas. Looks like he can build a dome on any level, which can really screw up someone's strategy. You've got Demeter, Hephaestus. I mean, there's just a whole ton of these cards. I mean, there's a whole slew. You look at all these gods and goddesses and heroes, and Persephone and Aphrodite. Zeus, of course, is back here in the back, and he looks all smug like you would expect Zeus would. So, going to be a very exciting game. I'm going to hit the pause on this again, come back to you, and show you the contents of the exciting Santorini Golden Fleece Kickstarter expansion. All right, I got the Golden Fleece expansion opened up, and I'm just kind of spread the components out here. Now, this doesn't include the God cards, the updated God cards and the hero cards. I'll take a look at those in a second. But the expansion included a variety of cardboard tokens that are going to be used by the various gods and heroes as you play the game, to be able to place things on the board, to be able to put tokens on the cards. There's various things that these things do. I'm not quite familiar with all of them yet. But as I do playthroughs, I will get more familiar and can certainly fill you guys in. Feel free to ask questions below. If you do have questions as time goes on, I'll be able to kind of answer those things for you and clear those up. So you, of course, have the Golden Fleece or the Ram statue itself here. What's unique about the Golden Fleece or the Ram variant here is that this golden ram gets placed on any unoccupied space at the start of the game, and you pick one god power, and essentially the god power gets granted to the player who has a worker neighboring the ram statue. So it keeps the god power kind of moving around the table, as opposed to each player having their own god. So this kind of gives you a little bit fresh bit of replayability, kind of a different way to play the game as well. Now back here in the background, you can see I've got this little player screen here and a little map. Excuse me, little ram guy. And there's a little map here that kind of mimics the board. One of the gods, I believe it was Hecate, as I was looking through the cards, actually does all of her worker movement as hidden movement on the little replica of the board. So she'll actually have her workers hidden behind the screen. She'll move her workers here on the small map, but then build her buildings out here. And if at any time an opponent tries to make a move that they can't move because they can't make because of the placement of her workers, they lose that. They can't make their move. They have to go back to the space they were on, and they lose the rest of their turn. So she can be kind of a vicious person to play against there. For that. Again, we had extra gods and heroes. There were, I believe it was 15 extra gods and 10 hero cards that got added to the game. So let's take a look here really quickly. I'm going to kind of pan down. And we have some extra god cards. There's some new god cards here that the Fleece Edition adds to the game. So there's Charybdis and Cleo and Euphora and Talus. And we saw Talus's little icon up there, or his little standee. Of course, you've got Hades in here. So just some more gods to add to the game. Tartarus is in here as well, all with their own iconography, their own god powers that are on here. One thing I did notice on these cards is some of these cards, like for example with Cleo here, if I notice up here on the side of her card, it has Circe and Nemesis listed. These are gods that if these gods are being played as, I couldn't use Cleo in the game. She's banned against these particular cards. So some of the cards have, are not eligible to be played when other cards are being played. And my guess is it's probably not only thematic, but also a little bit of a balancing aspect to the game as well. So that is Santorini. I'm going to pull up and do kind of a shot. I'm going to set up some buildings and kind of give you a feel for what this looks like three-dimensional on the board. Give you an idea there, and I will be right back. All right, take a quick look at the heroes. These are the hero cards that came in. This was a new way of playing. Essentially, the heroes, they have a power that can only be used once per game. So you can only use it once per game, and then that power is exhausted. You can no longer use that. So you've got, of course, Achilles and Adonis and Jason here with their different powers. Heracles, better known probably as Hercules to everyone in here. So we've got Medea, doesn't look like Tyler Perry to me. I don't know about you. We've got Odysseus, we've got Polyphemus, and we've got Theseus in here. I just have to point this out again. I mean, look at the artwork on this card. Polyphemus is just really well drawn. He's obviously the Cyclops there, but he absolutely just an adorable artwork. I mean, the coloration, the skill of this artist, I'm really impressed with. So looking forward to getting this to the table and giving this a run through. Hopefully I can do that tonight, this evening once the day kind of settles down here. But let's take a look at some of what the game looks like on the board. All right, we've got Santorini kind of set up. I just kind of threw some pieces on the board just to kind of give you a feel of kind of the three-dimensional look and feel of the game here. So you have your the Santorini figures themselves, your worker figures. Here on the island again, here just kind of place the workers out and around to kind of give you a feel for what the game looks like, how it works, and I mean it's just an absolutely gorgeous production. Again, I know I've said it again and again and again. I cannot wait to get this thing to the table, get my kids playing this thing. I'm super excited to see the depth of strategy, the difference in the god and hero powers that you have within the game. I mean, just a stunning production. So that, again, Santorini, definitely, when you get a chance to get your hands on this copy once it hits retail, definitely pick this thing up. It's going to be an incredible game and probably one of the big hits of 2017 when it hits. I guess we're at that point now. So that is Santorini, Dr. Gordon Hamilton, published by Roxley Game Labs. And until the next time, everyone, I'm the Chubby Meeple saying, have a great time and play some games.